Hey team, today I'm going to be taking you through a sequence of drills to hopefully get your first bar muscle up. We'll start from the very beginning at the most important, which is the jump position, and we'll finish with hopefully building some confidence above the bar. So if you know anything about gymnastics, you know that there's two primary shapes. There's a hollow and the reverse hollow, or a Superman, okay? The hollow is the position we must start in. All right, we must jump into this position. And the drill I like to use is the jumping hollow to a box to establish a perfect start position. If we can't establish a perfect hollow from the start, we're not gonna be able to generate enough momentum and power to then get up and over the bar. So you're gonna jump. I'll show you how to start first. A hollow position is just like this, okay? Toes in the box, I'm tucked in through my abs, I'm a nice rounded C shape, and that is my hollow position. It should be like a nice C. All right, I want to now try and jump into that position. See? You will notice how I'm jumping from a little block, all right? This is not because I'm small, but purely to demonstrate how important the jump height is. If I was to jump from the ground, where I actually have to focus on jumping more vertically, then I can focus on jumping almost backwards, then it's going to be much harder to achieve a big hollow shape. Okay, so the jumping height, if you're struggling to get to a big C shape, then maybe try and add a few plates, add a few mats underneath your feet. Okay, the second shape after the hollow is the reverse hollow. And we want to transition from this initial shape into the opposite shape where we're now flaring our chest, all right, and we're sticking our feet behind us, okay? It's gonna look a little bit like this. Hollow, reverse hollow, okay? Once I've hopped into that reverse hollow, I then want to use all the momentum I've just created to then push back into initial hollow position and see how far back behind the bar I can get. Now for some of you, you might not be able to generate as much force necessary initially to feel like you have enough momentum to do a bar muscle up, okay? So we're gonna show you a jumping hollow from the box, and that's gonna emphasize how explosive and dynamic this movement needs to be for you to eventually, hopefully, get on top of the bar. So I'm gonna start my feet on the box, grips just outside shoulder width, okay? From here, I'm gonna start my hollow, transition into my reverse hollow, and as I push back, I'm gonna jump and pull down with my straight arms and see if I can jump as high as I can. Now this is the exact same movement I just did without the box, but hopefully with a bit of assistance and a bit of jump from my feet, I'm starting to tell my brain, hey, I am explosive, I am powerful, I can generate the force necessary. Once I've developed a bit of confidence and I've established the right box height to make sure my head and my shoulders are getting well and truly above the height of that bar, I want to think about the transition now of how I'm going to go from that jump into a catch or receive position, okay? So it's going to look like the exact same as my jumping hollow, except after I get to the top, I'm going to try and pull myself in, get my head on top of the bar, look down at my feet, and stay in a nice hollow position from the top. One thing I like to do with people who might be a little bit scared of heights, once they get up there for the first one, is stay up there, look around, develop some confidence, and do a few bar dips from up there. Now we've just worked into a big hollow and it's a really good position, but for me to go from pushing back to then elevating upwards, I need to learn how to pop my hips, which is going to hopefully transfer energy upwards, which will help me turn over into a bar muscle up, all right? And pop my hips, what does that mean? It's an aggressive squeeze of your glutes, which is hopefully going to propel you upwards, okay? So a drill we like to do for this is with straight legs, hands put on the ground, drive my feet up a little bit. Once I reach a certain height, think about squeezing my bum and then returning my feet to the floor. It'll look like this. I'll do a small one. Up, pop, landing, bum off the ground, feet on the floor. If we go a little bit higher, my hips pop a little bit higher, and if I kick really high, then my hips will pop the highest, which is telling us the higher I kick my legs, the more I squeeze my bum, the higher my hips will pop me above the bar. Now we're gonna see if we can put our jumping start with a hip pop, put it together and do a hip hop on the bar. So now, if I can get my head and my shoulders above the height of that bar from that hip hop, now I need to go to the jumping box bar muscle up to get some confidence on that turnover. Now, if your hip hop is high enough and you're confident above the height of the bar, then it's time to go for gold and see if you can get your first bar muscle up. So that is a step-by-step process I would teach one of my clients on how to develop their first muscle up. It's every point must translate to the next one. You can't skip any points because as soon as you miss one step, the next one gets affected negatively. All right, there's plenty of other drills and things we will do in PT which will hopefully help develop some of these skills, but it's the basic fundamentals from start to finish of how you get your first bar muscle up. Good luck. If you get your first one, let us know. It's an awesome achievement.